Absolutely. Well, y'all wanted it. Here we are. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's a Painful Excellence podcast. All right. Y'all wanted it. So let's talk about it. Newton's Law. Has some clips of this thing gone viral. Had a conversation with a young lady. I have the actually have the live queued up. Woman's name is Dr. Bryant. And yeah, it was an interesting conversation. A lot of interesting things. The part that I have queued up is high versus low functioning explained. And I'm going to play some of the audio, but there were also things about Cam's choice of lifestyle as far as him being, unwed, but has 8 children. And that seemed to be a matter of debate. Are the kids being raised in a broken household? And, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. There's a lot to be said here. So we can have a conversation about it. Let's do this roll call real quick. My brother Mind of Monson Musa, building. Showtime Majors, Todd Swindle, Cameron Fields, Aminaj, Rod Neal, 704 Joe, Jeff Spark in the building. Salute. Shamar, what's going on? Phenomenal Mexican. Tay, how are you? Derek Gaines, the legend. Aaron Jordan, salute. Wait for more of the family to come on in. Young Abel, salute. I remember you recorded, you said you wanted a link to discuss this. I want to hear everyone's opinion. We can talk about it. I want to hear everyone's opinion. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm listening to it, and it's an interesting conversation. People have interesting takes on it. Some agree, some don't. Andre Jones, salute. It's up for discussion. Yeah. Newton's Law. Give you an interesting fact. Y'all know what Newton's Law is for real, like in real life? You know what that is? It's in reference to motion. You know what I mean? Salute to my brother Drip and that super chat, much love and appreciation. She said to NC that his women were low functioning. Yeah, Mariah Carey is low functioning. Right, exactly. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. The women that agreed to procreate with him, they are low functioning. Okay. I'm talking about Cam Newton, but she said Mariah Carey in reference to Nick Cannon. Mariah Carey's low functioning. I don't get that. Mariah knew what she was dealing with. She got up with him, but like I said, yeah. Mr. Shelton, salute. Yeah, Aminaz. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a link in a second, and if y'all want to jump on and have a conversation about everything wrong with what she was saying. All right. So Newton's Law is in reference to motion. In the first law, an object will not change its motion unless a force acts on it. In the second law, the force on an object is equal to its mass times the acceleration. In the third law, when two objects interact, they apply forces to each other of equal magnitude in the opposite direction. In other words, there ain't no stopping Cam Newton because Newton's Law says he smashes and keeps moving. All right? And women understand that about Newton's Law. Now, are there women of virtue? Who knows? I know they spit his kid out, and they know for 18 years, more than likely they don't have to work. I didn't listen to this entire interview. I don't know who did, but is any of the mother of Cam Newton's children, do they work? How are they living? I mean, these are things I'm just curious. Yeah. Yeah, Almanaz, yeah, so that's highly dysfunctional in reference to Mariah Carey. So, it is what it is. So, I'm just, I'm going to play some of it as we pull on up. There's a lot of things that I was, just listening to it. It was pretty shocking. So I'm going to play the audio. I'm not going to play the video because y'all know that YouTube gets a little silly. This is the part. Auntie Jenny, salute. How are you? So, who wants to come up and have who watched it and wants to have a conversation about it? Anybody? I'm gonna play some audio from Mr. Cam Newton. This was pretty interesting. Y'all know the rules. When I drop the link, just turn your camera on so I can see you backstage. If you're a troll, you simply will not get on. You already know how I do. Let me pin it. Oops. I'm gonna pin this. It's pinned at the top. Y'all can slide through. And if y'all saw it and I missed something, let me know. But I'm up to the part where they're talking about high versus low functioning, and it's explained. If I'm not mistaken, does she refer to Cam Newton as a low functioning man? Do I have that right? It's very strange. I'm gonna play some of it.
Say that a man of high function will never really know true love.
No, I don't even believe that, but no.
Okay. So what identifies a woman to be high functioning?
A high functioning woman is a woman who wants you. She doesn't need you. And let me clear that up. When I say she doesn't need you, it doesn't mean she's independent. That means she is interdependent. I only not need you because my pain doesn't need your pain. My dysfunction doesn't need your dysfunction to feed it for us to be in this relationship, meaning I don't need a trauma bond with you, okay? She wants you because she wants the healed part of you, but has the capacity, because we're all human, we ain't perfect, to facilitate and deal with the unhealed part of you that's gonna show up in the relationship at some point. And hers is gonna show up too, mine is gonna show up too. And so that's why I always say, I want a hybrid. I want a hybrid for y'all out there who wanna know, meaning a man who's high functioning enough to meet my healthy high functioning, but low functioning enough to deal with me when my abandonment inflames, to deal with me when some of my dysfunctions that I'm still working on inflame. Because if he's too high functioning, guess what? He doesn't have the bandwidth to deal with the low functioning part.
Can anybody translate that? Because you know what I did notice? He asked her a very simple question and she over elaborated on so many things. And it was like, you ever ask someone a simple question, and when they're answering it, you're like leaning forward the whole time, like what the? Can you translate anything that this woman said? I'm just asking, because I'm like, what is she? The functioning and the high functioning of the, but if you can't match, if you're high functioning, you can't match the low what are you doing? Can someone explain this to me? Because I didn't get it. Yo, you caught that, Drip? You caught that? Did you catch any of that? You on mute, bro. I think your screen froze. This dude always calling me at work.
I think his screen froze, though.
Yeah, his screen froze. His screen froze.
Yeah, he'll come back, but...
Abel, did you catch any of that?
It appeared to me, though, like she was basically going off of a different tangent that just did not make any level of sense. Because, like, when Cam Newton asked the question, it was just a simple, direct question. And then she goes off on a weird tangent that it didn't make any level of sense. Like, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that you have an issue with a high-functioning man that is responsible, that is literally trying to make sure that everything works out, and that's a problem for you? I don't know, Drew. It's just the way that she came across, the way that she explained it to me. If I were meeting her for the first time, she would be undateable, literally. Because
let me go to what the sister Amina. She said. Basically, she is saying that she wants a man that is healed yet understands that she may not be and can help her through it. Now, here's the thing. I understand. Thank you for the translation, because I like when I ask her, see, men are very simple. When I ask a question, it's either yes or no, or you can say no and I'll say why, then you can elaborate. So Amina translates that, all right, and I appreciate that. But in reference to, what's this woman's name? Dr. Bryant is her name? I forget her name. I'm sorry, y'all.
I think Cheyenne Bryant or something like that.
Cheyenne Bryant, okay. Fine. I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to help you do anything. You should come to me with your ish together. I'm not a therapist, and that's the part where some women expect us to be mind readers. What do you want to eat? You ever ask a woman what she wants to eat? It's a fucking adventure. What do you want to eat? And there's a restaurant there. There's fast food here. We can go sit down over here. And it's like, oh, look, in 2 seconds, we're about to go home and eat some ramen and be happy with it. You understand? So this is crazy. And this is fairly about maybe 20 minutes into and it gets progressively interesting. But did y'all catch your Drip? You caught that when she was talking?
No, I didn't see it because I was trying to hook the Bluetooth up, but it didn't even work. No.
Yeah. Cameron, the sister Cameron, Abel will come back. He says, she says, it amazes me how she attempted to make something so simple, damn near unattainable. Let me ask y'all a question. For those of you that watched some of it, do you think she was playing it up for the camera? Do you think that's what that was? Because I was like, what is she doing? Is she looking for? Because I didn't know that Cam had a podcast. I just found out he got 1-point-something million followers. I was like,
oh no, he do numbers. He do numbers for real.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So good for him. I'm happy for him. And they went back and forth a little bit. It wasn't nasty, but she was over answering some things that are so simple. This sounded like exactly, Rod. This sounded like a bunch of babble. It really did. Listen to this.
Which then means he can only connect with folks who are not being fully authentic within themselves. Meaning you may have a loving relationship but you won't have a real intimate, deep, vulnerable relationship. I'm a woman who seeks connection and vulnerability. I'm not into casualties or casual sex, just TMI or not, meaning I like the depth of things. And so I need you to see me. I need you to see my broken. I want you to see my heart, whatever that.
I want to choke her.
Now let me say this, right? These are things women talk about, but they don't do. Like Drew, you know, for example, right? When me and you used to walk in the street and patrol, you get a different reaction from women than I do. You see what I'm saying? Because of your massive size, and you know your presence that you actually have. You see what I'm saying? All of this emotional talk that she's talking about, if I'm in front of her, she gonna tell me that. You see what I'm saying? But if Idris Elba is in front of her, Denzel White, all of that shit goes out the fucking window. Emotions, all of that shit, that's gone. That's gone. All of that goes out the window. So they say these things that matter for the man that's safe for them. But for the man that's not safe for them, that they genuinely desire, that's out the window. It's gone. It's gone. It's all out the window.
So it's safe to say that women they have a longer fuse and put up with more for men that are pretty much they're attracted to. For instance, do you think that these 8 kids he said he has 8 children from what, 3 different women or 4 different women?
I think 4 women, he said.
4 different women, he has 8 children. Do you think that they would have procreated with someone that wasn't an NFL star? And that, because what, Cam Newton's about 6'5", and the athlete, and the multi-millionaire, you think they'd put up with that?
Now, I will say this, right? I don't think those women would, because I know a few dudes that got more kids by a lot of other women. You see what I'm saying? But look at the quality of women he's putting babies in. I probably couldn't snatch them. You see what I'm saying? So
true.
It's about the quality of women that he's choosing. Because I know a few dudes who way less than me, and they got more kids running around than he do. So
that's crazy. Hey, Miss Fields, Cameron Fields, aren't you trained in this kind of conversation that Miss Bryant, that Dr. Bryant is speaking on? Because I needed, I have a complete grasp of the English language, but I also know BS when I hear it. And that was like, she was just babbling. I was like, what the hell? What the hell, man? I was listening to some of this in the gym, and I was like, I had to put down the weight. Like, what? Why is she saying this? Weird.
Drew, it kind of reminds me a lot, of Gabrielle Union's, relationship with Dwayne Wade. Because remember, Dwayne Wade already had a child, right? We all know that stuff. But then it came out that hold on one second.
Yeah, Miss Fields, if you want to join the panel, you sure can, because I'm sure this woman is going to say something that I'm like, what? And maybe I don't know everything. Maybe you can help us out.
Okay, I'm back. So, but basically, like, there was a time where Dwayne Wade already had an affair with another woman, and basically got that other woman pregnant. Yeah. Normally, a woman like her, the one that was talking to Cam Newton, would not tolerated that. But here's the thing, though. There are a lot of women out there that are willing to put up with that stuff because she understands the value of the man that she has. And she knows in her mind that if she loses this high value man or high maintenance type of man, whatever she calls it, it's pretty much a wrap for her. Because pretty much simple as this. A person like a Gabrielle Union is basically feisty with a bad attitude. And she knows that if she doesn't pipe down to what Dwayne Wade does, That's it for her. She ain't getting no other man at this particular point, despite the fact of how beautiful she is. So when I hear this kind of stuff, it's kind of like, listen, you only will put it up with it if the man's attractive or he has deep pockets. But if it was with somebody else, another normal person, you wouldn't put it up with it. I think to me, the way she said it is a double standard.
Yeah. I gotta agree with you. I gotta say you're right. The brother Rod Neal in that super chat, he says the only thing I took from this is that she expects a man to have his stuff together. Meanwhile, he has to accept her brokenness. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not a mind reader. We're not therapists. If you're broken, you're supposed to have that worked out before you even get to us. Why we got to put up with that? Women complain about dealing with broken men all the time. And, I've seen that on the outside. And when Shorty thought she could complain to me about something, and I'm like, wait a minute, the whole block knew that this dude was crazy. He just so happened to be handsome to you. And you went in there and tried to fix that, and everybody knew he was broken but you. I can't feel sorry for you. I can't. Everyone knew that this nigga was off the wall, off the wall Michael Jackson, before he went under the knife off the wall. And you didn't know? Are you kidding me? There were a lot of women that said, nah, no thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Hey, you know what, Derek Gaines? Y'all ever thought about that? D. Wade made a child out of wedlock. You think for revenge, she turned his son out? Uh-oh.
You know what? That could be the case.
That's crazy. Let's hear what else this woman, Dr. Bryant, has to say. And by the way, did y'all see what she had on during the interview? Did you see it?
I mean, is that what psychologists normally wear?
Not that, bro. Not that.
No, they're more professional than that.
She was ready to literally get off the couch and go straight to the club. I'm dead serious.
Well, I mean that goes, it's character. There you go.
Yeah. But no doctor, if I went to go get mental help and she came in the door like that, I'm not even kidding. I'd be like, yo, nah. Give me the old white woman with wrinkles on her face, because you're trying to distract me right now. What are you doing?
Right.
I was like, I'm looking at it like, I know this is a show, but you are a doctor. Show some etiquette. This is crazy.
That comes with, and I'm not embarrassed about it. I'll tell you about it. I'll show it to you, and I'm okay with a man who can facilitate it. But what a high functioning man may do is, if he's all the way high functioning, he has already cut off the side of him that is authentic, and there's a superficialness there that won't allow him to connect with a real person. So can he still love and experience love? Yeah, love has it loves everything. But will he experience the depth of some of the wholeness of love, meaning the down, the up, the ugly, the heaven, the hell mom was talking about? No. And let me say this really quick, and this is why trauma bonds.
I'm gonna do a whole show on trauma bonding. Y'all want to see what she got on? P. Look, that's the doctor, y'all.
But did you understand what she was saying?
She's making shit up, bro.
Nah, I understood everything she just said. 100%. Remember, I took child psychology in school.
Yeah.
So I understood 100% what I understood what she meant in her terminology.
This is 100% unnecessary. From her trying to explain it, I think she's trying to get her own podcast. Springboard for this. And look at what she got on. Does she look like a doctor or a background singer for Beyonce? And
let me tell you something.
That say Dr. Bryant on her neck? That says Dr. Bryant, right?
Man, let me tell you something right now. That woman right there, she's just trying to look for the you know what. All right? I would not even consider her a doctor at all. For real. No way. No way.
No. Let me hear what else she has to say.
Usually feel like the most intense, in love, deepest relationships, because you got two at the epitome of vulnerability, pain pocket people who are bonding. And most people who are low function.
Yo, listen. Let me show you something else, Let me show you something else. Cam sat there and didn't move one fucking time when she was talking. He was like, what the hell? She would not stop. She did not stop. He sat there like that. She sat there like that. And this is the most long-winded. This was so long-winded. But I want to get to the meat and potatoes of it, because she just gives this bugged out explanation. I want to get to when he asked her,
hear their emotions in the real space that they're saying, because my emotions curse people out and things all day. But I regulate it, code switch it, deliver the message so you're receptive to it and you feel it with love. But I'm saying the same damn thing I was saying in here. And now we have a relationship. Now we have respect. And now we good. And now, like your mama said, because I love that quote, tell her that, please, I love that. We can go to heaven together and we can take this journey to hell as well.
But no, are you willing to go to hell?
No, I just said both.
Yeah.
Both.
So, but I don't think my question was clear, or the answer wasn't clear.
See?
As far as a high functioning woman.
Yeah.
And
it's simple. High functioning woman feels the same thing a low functioning woman feels. She does two things differently. High functioning woman can regulate her emotions to articulate it so it comes out with emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And she uses what she feels, and chooses with her healthy self and not her dysfunctional self.
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Now, explain to me what a high functioning man is.
A high functioning man, identical to a woman. He can feel what he feels, he regulates his emotions, and he chooses how he's going to deliver that message so that woman receives it and she's not armed and now we're at war. That's what a high functioning man does. And he's also able to sit through hard, challenging conversations without fleeing or abandoning that woman, and using his emotional intelligence that says, I hear you and I understand you. But baby, I don't agree with that one part.
Y'all got that?
Yeah,
okay,
I got it.
Yeah, I got it. But this is what really trips me out about it. Why in the hell would you go through that whole long-winded sequence when you can just answer those questions straight up? And to me, how can you sit there and say, you know what a high-functioning man is when you're not a man yourself?
I can answer that question for you. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Because she's not high functioning.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you.
She has all the answers, but you know what y'all probably don't know, or if you watch it, I mean, it's the interesting. Listen, she's not married, I don't think.
Not married and no kids at 41.
Not married.
Exactly.
No kids, 41 years old, but she has all the answers.
There you go.
Right?
Now, you know what though? Here's the other thing, Drew. Here's the other thing. The way that she, conducts herself, her mannerisms. There's a reason why she's not married, doesn't have a kid. Because she comes across as very aggressive and believes that she knows more than what other people know, and that's really off-putting to a lot of men.
Would you agree that there's just certain things in reference to parenting and marriage that a doctor, no matter how many degrees they have, cannot advise you on? Because I know that those things is like you have to be a Marine. You got to think outside the damn box. All right. There's no book that says this is how you be a parent. They can say these are things. This is how you can handle certain things. You got to be like water, like how Bruce Lee says. what goes into the cup, what takes the form of the cup, and all that other stuff. But there's no concrete way. Sometimes you got to think outside the box. It's like that with parenting. It's like that with relationships. That's why people say, man, you're not a parent. You don't know. Why are you giving me advice? You know, kids sometimes do shit that you're like, oh, how do I handle that? There's no concrete way to do things.
I'm gonna tell you something that I recently heard Jordan Peterson say that I agree with to a very large extent. I don't think I really became a man until I became a father. Because when I was an adult, I knew how to survive for me, do man things to survive for myself, right? But when you have to do things to survive for someone else, it opens up a different kind of wavelength and pattern in your brain. This ain't just for me. My kids got to eat now. I'm responsible for somebody else. And when people who haven't had that epiphany and momentum of being responsible for someone else, you cannot tell me what to do with my kids.
Right.
You just can't. You're not in this situation. You may be a very high functional man, a high functional adult, and all of that. But when you have to do certain things that for yourself you wouldn't do, but you have to do for somebody else, it's a different kind of pattern and wavelength in a man's brain.
I agree, man. 100. Miss Fields, thank you for joining us.
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good. How you feel this evening?
Oh, it's been a long day. Already done worked. I just want to send peace and blessings to everybody on the panel tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So educate us. What are we missing? I don't know.
Well, I mean, anybody can go to school, right? It's one of those things I always tell people. Anybody can study, pass the test, but it doesn't negate that everything she's saying is really opinion. I'm not hearing any factual information in that. I don't sit here and pretend that I've been doing this forever, but it's nothing she's saying. These are all buzzwords, media words that people are coming up with now. Oh, you know, they don't have the high level of emotional intelligence, all this stuff that they're doing. And it goes back to, she has probably some trauma history that was never resolved.
Yeah.
And she's looking to put it on another person, man, if you will, that's gonna, sweep her up, take all her burdens away, and all these things that they come up with. So that's the way I hear it.
Yeah, I figured that, man. She did talk about how her parents were never married. Her father was a boss. You know, he sold drugs. Her mother was a boss chick. Come to find out, her mother developed a drug issue herself, and she comes from a broken home. And normally, when kids come from broken situations, some of them go the wrong route, but some of them immerse themselves into their education, which is always a great thing. And they take that as far as they can. But what I find is that they have no experience in being mentored on how to have a functioning relationship, because their home life was broken, so they don't know how to really deal with friends, and they don't. She didn't have. It didn't sound like she didn't have those parents that could guide her correctly, because they were dysfunctional themselves, and she pretty much had to build the plane as she flew it. Now, kudos to her, because she's a doctor, and but it was a bunch of word salad to me. That's what it sounded like, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't bugging out. Like, what is she talking about, man? She like you said, it sounds like she's using a bunch of buzzwords, and I'm looking at her face, and Cam is looking at her, and I'm like, holy cow, she's making this shit up as she goes along. That's what it sounded like to me. This wasn't like ABC, and I know what this is. No, she was making this crap up. And I wouldn't trust her. I wouldn't go inside her doctor's. Or if I say, yo, I'm going to get my head correct and I need to see a doctor, and she walked in like how she's dressed, I promise you, I would go to my medical insurance related, change my doctor. Because I'm trying to get my head straight and her titties are out. That's not fair.
It's different. I'm not going to lie. I don't get it, but that's the world we live in. And I didn't hear that part about, her family, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Because typically women that present in that manner with a lot of the behaviors and, just her mindset, if you will, they have had that type of lifestyle. And it's nothing, like you said, wrong with going to school or any of that. I mean, I'm all for that. I'm working on my doctoral degree. So I definitely support that. But at the same time, don't use it as a way to infiltrate, like people's minds, especially us, that may not know what the truth is. That's why I got a problem.
Correct. Now she goes on to question his choice on how he procreates and not being married, and that's really where ish hit the fan, and that's the part that went viral. Let me see if I can find that part, because right now they're at the part where high versus low functioning, and they explained it. Then they get to can men
right, but did you understand the definition that she gave though?
I understood what she was saying.
Okay,
I don't necessarily co-sign it, because like I said, she was learning how to ride the bike when she got on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on now.
I mean, but basically, from my interpretation from her definition, is high functioning people think logical. Low functioning people think emotional.
Emotional.
She just added a whole bunch of word salad, but that's basically what she was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do I agree with that? I don't know. I don't know who she's come across. Let's see if I can find a part.
Yeah, she could have taken something as easy as a modality that talks about wise mind. That's what drip fire's making me think about. And that's the emotional mind versus the logical, irrational mind, right? I mean, she could have made it that
correct.
easy. Like, she did not have to do that.
Correct.
All right, let me go to here. Let me jump up. It's Cameron. This part it says, it's Cam Newton low functioning. Is that the part? Let me see. How young is too young? Wait. Broken homes and future relationships. Let's go there.
Say less. All right. So, what identifies as a broken home?
What you have going on with whoever you're not in the house with is a broken home. It's called a blended family. It's called a blended family.
That means
that the family is blended. So blended.
So blended means broken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy that you were entertaining, you would go as low as 26.
That I would entertain?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And as high as what age?
Whatever man that doesn't have kids.
As high as
whoever doesn't have kids, whatever age he is with no kids.
I just
No, that's the age. I'm saying I don't have an age range as far as how old if he has no kids.
So your non-negotiable is a person who does not have children.
My non-negotiable is a person with kids, but yes, I get how you're saying it. Yes. So
you cannot date a person. You cannot be with a person.
I can, but I'm choosing not to.
So
I can be with anyone, but I'm choosing not to. I gotta correct it. It's my narrative, Cam.
You're jumping in, jumping out. It's either.
Can. No, it's not I can't. There's no such thing. I can date whoever I want. I am definitely well equipped to do so. Okay. So I'm not going to allow that word to be something that fits what I can't do. I'm well equipped to date anybody.
Yes.
My preference, because there's nothing wrong with a lot of men who have kids. So I don't want to put that narrative out there.
Yes.
My personal preference is I would not choose to date a man with kids.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're dating a man with kids. Just a scenario.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes.
You're dating a man with kids.
Yes.
So you've identified that that's a broken home from the jump. with your verbiage of blended family means broken.
I've identified that I'm dating a broken man who is creating who he is, because we could teach what we know, we create who we are. And so broken people create brokenness, whether it's through a child, whether it's...
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's just ridiculous. Just like, what are you even talking about? You're saying that a blended family is basically still a broken family? Like, this woman right here is basically throwing out stupid scenarios that she wouldn't even get herself involved in. It's ludicrous.
And from my understanding, a blended family is just, from my understanding, still two people in the home, but the children are from other people, like the Brady Bunch. That's the definition of a blend. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's still a blended family.
A broken home
is a blended family.
Broken home and blended family is the same thing. Basically,
right.
What that is what Cam is. She said it off the bat. He has multiple women and he don't live. I don't know who he lives with. I don't know if any of his kids live with him. But she's saying
this is what I'm saying. Her definition of
is that what that is? Do we agree with that? Is that something?
My definition of a blended family is the definition of a Brady Bunch, meaning he has kids, this person has kids, and they come together. That's a blended family.
Right.
Now, I may be wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but it's still two parents in the home with multiple kids from other people.
Well, according to Dr. Bryant, she's saying that blended and broken is the same thing. And, and this is what Cam has created, broken homes, because the father's not living in the house with the mama, with the kids. And I'm just saying, is that accurate in your opinion? Is it?
I need to understand what a blended family is first. And from my understanding, if there's two parents in the home who have multiple children, by multiple people, there's still two parents in the home.
Now, we're at the part where he's, dealing with her scenario. She's dating a guy with multiple kids. So let me just play it. This is crazy.
Whether it's through a relationship, whether it's through themselves, it doesn't have to be a beautiful baby, but you're creating brokenness. And broken people can come from married households. I'm not saying that a two-parent household can't create the result of a child who then has brokenness and creates broken blended families everywhere. I'm not negating that.
That's not my point.
No, I know, I'm making that point. But yes.
But my point.
My answer is, I not only identified that those homes are houses without a home because he's not in them,
yeah,
but also that he's a broken man.
But you're going to be with a broken man.
No, I won't. I just said I wouldn't be with a man. I wouldn't be with a broken man who has multiple kids. I would
No, not multiple. I'm talking
a kid. It doesn't matter.
So you're not going to date a man with children.
No, but let me clear this up, because you said I won't date a broken man. That's not what I said.
No, I said, listen to what I'm saying.
I heard you. Let me answer it. Hold on. We all have a level of brokenness. So will I date a broken man? Yes. Am I going to date a certain type of brokenness? No.
Of course you're not.
And that type of brokenness is a man who has kids outside of me isn't something that's conducive for what I want.
I'm dizzy. Miss Fields. Miss Fields, I need your help.
Yep.
What come on. Talk to me.
Okay, so the definition is literally what Drip 5 was given. That really, that's psychology, sociology. It's all an extended family that comes together, and obviously it can be challenging at times, but where she's equating it to you being broken, and then I have brokenness, we all have brokenness, and we're broken, and I would date a she has some problems. Something has happened. I'm concerned. I'm about to make a referral.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yo, she's carrying on at this point. What
Oh,
is
man,
this?
I knew I wasn't bugging. I was like, hold on. She's saying blended is broken because the man's not in the
Right.
house, but blended means the man's in the house. What? I'm confused on.
Yo, listen. Yo, Drip, watch this. Watch this. Everybody that has a gun, do they know how to shoot correctly?
Absolutely not, bro.
There it is.
I be in a range on a regular. No.
It's like this. You emptied the whole magazine. There are no holes in the target. Where the
Yeah.
bullet?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is a doctor, y'all. What is she
Drew,
doing?
let me say it. Like, Drew, it's like you're saying things that are not making any level of sense. It's like the words that you're saying, it's like you're trying to make up stuff on the fly that doesn't make any level of sense. Like, I'm listening to this the first time and I'm just looking at her like, woman, you're just making up stuff on the fly that you personally would never do even in your breath. Like, you're just basically trying to make up these narratives that are just like you wouldn't even follow yourself. You wouldn't date a quote unquote broken man. And like you said before, you said that you wouldn't mind dating a man with kids, and then all of a sudden you turn around and then all of a sudden you wouldn't. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's that kind of advice that unfortunately a lot of young women fall for. And you wonder why a lot of these relationships break apart.
I want to know her Instagram and, you know, where she's at. I want to know, I don't know, maybe she's rambling because, you know, maybe she's going to start a YouTube herself and run away with this damn thing because I'm learning nothing. You know what I'm learning? You know, I have a little joke. You know, watch this. Watch this. I do this with all women. Miss Fields, watch this. I have women figured out. I have it all figured out. Want to know about women? Come to me. I figured out. Want to know what I figured out? I figured out that I'm never going to figure them out. There it is. Because this is astonishing. Oops, wait, I went all the way back here. Fuck. Damn it, that was the wrong one.
But Drew, that's wrong, bro, because all you need is emotional intelligence and then you can figure out every woman in the world.
But I got emotional damage.
Because I not only identified that those homes are houses without a home because he's not in them,
Yeah.
but also that he's a broken man.
But you're going to be with a broken man.
No, I won't. I just said I wouldn't be with a man. I wouldn't be with a broken man who has multiple kids. I will
No, not multiple. I'm
well,
talking
a kid. It doesn't matter.
So you're
I don't
not going to date a man with children.
No, but let me clear this up because you said I won't date a broken man. That's not what I said.
No, I said, are you, listen to what I'm saying.
I heard you.
Doc.
Let me answer it. Hold on. We all have a level of brokenness. So will I date a broken man? Yes. Am I going to date a certain type of brokenness? No.
Of course you're not.
And that type of brokenness is a man who has kids outside of me isn't something that's conducive for what I want forever.
But will you date him?
No.
So that goes to my point. I'm trying to ask a question. You have two different men right here. One man who has...
I will not date a man with kids.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Yes. I will
But
not.
do you understand, just off of the statistics?
Here we go. Go ahead and be a statistic and say it because I hear it all the time. And
What?
say it.
You say what you're saying, and I'm going to either...
Based on statistics, most men have kids. Go for it.
At your age.
But that's why I said early on, Cam, when you said young and remember the patience of me being older woman, I said, well, for, a woman who has certain qualifications or criterions like no kids, that would be, I have to have enough brain cells to know, baby, that's the payoff. Okay, he may be younger, successful, no kids, but now you have to make sure you implement the patience. Or you get you an older man who has kids and he could have been married with his kids. There's a lot of different scenarios why men have kids, okay? But then you don't have to have as much patience with him as maturity-wise. But do you want to have patience to say, and it's not even dealing with, because that's not bad. Do you want to have enough patience to gut the fact that you are dating a man with young kids or grown kids, and that's against what you want, your value system? For me, I rather choose the poison of, I'll have patience with you, baby. We'll just have to figure this out.
I'm gonna slit my wrist with a butter knife. I am going to commit suicide right now.
So basically, she's willing to compromise if the guy is older and maybe the kids are older or out the house. But he asks a specific question: would you date a guy with kids? And her overall answer is absolutely not. But now she has to weigh the pros and the cons of, if he's older, he got more money, I may have to consider. You just said you would not date the man with kids. Now, all these stipulations are in place now. Oh, I have to consider some things.
You know why I know she's FOS? She would date. I don't know how old she is. She's a woman of a certain age. She's in her 40s. But she would date the 35-year-old NBA player.
She's the same age as me. She's 41.
She's 41. Okay. She would date the NBA player in his 30s, early 30s. You know why? Because of his bank account. And she would be very careful not to get knocked up and things of that nature. Because I see that in her. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. But she also seems like the type of person that'll take that young man on as a project. Oh, I'm just going to date him and let him take me out a couple of times. He's an NBA player. I already know what to expect. Then he knocks her spine out of alignment. And it's like, every time his team lands in my city, we'll go out. I ain't going to take him serious. But women are emotional creatures. And eventually, the heart gets involved. And she'll try and take on that project to try and mold him into the man that she feels he needs to be. And it never works.
Not her, bro. Not her. She's a doctor. She's a psychologist. She got it under control, brother. Not her.
You know something, Drew? You know that reminds me, bro? That reminds me a lot of Larsa Pippen.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm serious, man. Bro.
Oh my God.
I'm not, bro. Yeah, she throws out Larsa Pippen vibes, bro. For real. I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Because that's the thing, though. Like she would rather not date a guy with kids. Okay, fine. But if the guy has a deep pockets and is financially wealthy, then you might suck it up and just go with the flow. That's how I'm taking it. That's exactly how I'm taking it. And
that's what I heard.
The sad part about it is a lot of these older women now are dating these younger guys because of the money that comes along with it. It's not an accident, Drew. It ain't.
No,
P.J. Washington, Zion Williams, all of them.
Oh,
and also Anthony Edwards right now. He's already got multiple kids with 2 baby mamas right now, and he's only 22 years old.
Yeah.
These kids ain't got no OGs, but you know who they do have? Watch this, y'all. They got a mother. I'm seeing a lot of women post. I saw this woman post. I don't know if it's trolling or not, but she said allegedly that she's gonna teach her son to cash at pretty girls' money. And my thing is this: whose money? His money or the allowance you give him? And when these chicks start tricking your son out of his mind, you're gonna tell him that that's okay? What are you teaching him? There's a lot of that going on. But I'm looking at the girls saying that. You got to see these chicks.
Well, it's like what Miss Fields said. It's a different generation now. Everything is down is up, left is right. It's kind of crazy. But when you challenge a lot of these people, trust me, they will revert back to if it doesn't help them in any kind of way, their whole mindset won't change, but it just reverts back to what's better for them. And she won't be cash apping no pretty chick her money. She'll be, cash app that pretty chick your money, son. Your money, not mommy's money though.
You want to know how this is bizarre, right? I'm gonna go back to women picking the bear on the island. That scenario, it's very astonishing. You have some, the women that choose the bear. They always justify that by saying, "Oh, well, bears only bother you when you go near them." Now all of a sudden, they're experts on wildlife. I mean, really think about that. So you're an expert on fucking wildlife, okay? And then they think of the worst case scenario about a man. Well, you don't know what that man is. He could be a rapist, and he could be this, he could be that, or he could be an expert. Y'all both came off the same boat. You found out you were the only two survivors, and he knows how to make tents out of leaves and all that. And he's literally growing fruit and you on the other side with you don't even know how to make a fire on your own, and you're like a week from dying. You see that guy? He damn near has Wi-Fi connected already on his side of the island, and you're not gonna go near him,
right?
And you're choosing a wild animal over that ground. You know what I asked? I asked a woman recently. I said, "Okay, what would you rather be stranded on the island with? The bear or another woman?"
Hey, read Tay Brown's comment though, because it really ties into what you're talking about.
She says you can't play with people's feelings and their mind. Very dangerous. It doesn't end well. No, it don't.
No, it don't.
It really don't. It really don't.
And you know something, Drew? When you're talking about that story, it ties into what we see today. Because the sickening part about it is there are a lot of women, and I'll say some men too, that will play that kind of game. And unfortunately, this is where it ends up getting deadly. Because you can't play with somebody's emotions, you can't play with somebody's feelings and think it's a game. That doctor right there, what she was feeling, she's trying to play a dangerous game of trying to play with somebody's emotions. And you can't do that. You literally, if you're not in for the long haul with this man, get out.
Let me ask you a question. That doctor listening to her, could you date her?
Absolutely not. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had to spend one day with that woman, I probably would just lose my mind, and I would tell her, "Go, you can purchase that shit yourself, and you can call yourself an Uber and go home." Because I will never ever spend another day with that bitch ever in my life. Excuse my language.
Yo, I went out on a date a long time ago with a chick that was trying to get some kind of degree in psychology. When I tell you it was the most aggravating date in my life. In my life. The entire night she's talking. And then I'm like, is this bitch trying to read me? And then over dinner, she's telling me, "Yeah, I'm going to school to be a psychologist." And I said, "Oh, fuck. That's why she won't shut the hell up." And she's asking me all these questions. And somewhere, I was eating a chicken titty, back when I was eating meat. So I'm eating the chicken titty, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you're annoying." And she said, "Excuse me?" I said, "You're annoying." I told her straight like that. You're annoying. We've been with each other for 3 hours. You've asked me 1,001 questions. I can't get a goddamn word in. All I want to know is, I asked you, what are you in school for? And then I want to ask you where you work at. And you put it right back to me, and you keep asking me about me. There's only so much I can say. And then when I do answer you, You start reading, oh, well, maybe you felt like that because it's this, and maybe you felt like that. I'm like, oh, you shut the fuck, shut up. Shut up. Check, please. Get your dessert to go. Drove her home, never saw her again. That was annoying. And maybe that's why I'm listening to this woman. And I'm like, I want to slit my wrist with a butter knife.
You get triggered.
This is crazy. The funniest part about this is when they put the camera on Cam when he's sitting there looking at her. Because he got his leg crossed and he's looking at her like.
Yep.
Like,
I can envision that.
God damn, that shit was crazy. This shit is crazy. So now you're in a broken household. In a broken household is a blended household by way of her definition. Hey, hold on. Let me go back to her for a second. This is amazing.
Out and I'm cool with that and we'll have a good time in the meantime. Then I know that you have kids. It's against something I never wanted as a child. And now if you have young kids, I'm going to be very involved because I'm a loving woman. I'm never going to take
But you're giving a scenario that you're saying.
Yeah, that wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Right. And those are the reasons why I wouldn't do it.
For sure.
Because I'm going to be involved, right? I'm never going to be a woman who's not.
But I must defend this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have 8 children. And
8 beautiful babies.
I will not. No baby mother of mine could ever say that she's a single mother. Because single mother insinuates that she has no help.
I agree. I agree with that.
Well then, if that's the case, there aren't any single mothers.
But no, you're not lying because if they're not getting help from baby daddy, they're getting it from somewhere.
Public assistance.
Yeah.
HRA, EBT.
Yeah.
Housing.
Yeah. There's only one. Well, she wasn't even a single mother because she lived with her mother. And what happened was the father of her child actually died. He died in a car accident. He died. But she was living with her mother and she went to school and whatever. So, but she...
It's not a single mother. She got it. She got help.
Yeah.
That's according to her definition. I'm only going by her definition.
True story.
I'm going by Cam's definition. Sorry, I'm going by Cam's.
Yeah, Cam. Yeah. My brother I rock in that super chat. He says, salute, respect, apologies. I'm late. Ready to catch this cook. Also wanted to thank you for being a solid dude and an even better friend, man. I'm on a job, good brother, man. You a solid brother, man. Thank you. Thank you, good brother. And thank you, man. Much love, man. That's the fam right there. So I agree with Cam. None of his baby mamas could say that she's a single mother. You can't say they can't say that.
But then no single mother can say that they're a single mother because people have help along the way.
Yeah.
Right? But this goes to the doctor's point and Cam's point is that what you would define a single mother as a man is different from what a single mother would define as a woman. I understand what Cam's saying, right, but women who have to do it don't feel that way.
True story.
So for me in my situation, life be life. That's a common.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
And my situation is a product of life happening.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and none of us are exempt from it.
Of course.
Right.
So we have preferences.
100%.
We have things that we could say, okay, I would love to do this.
Right.
I'm raised in a church. So my father would always direct us to say, hey, be this, be that, be that, be this.
Right.
But I can also tell my father this, your reality is not my reality.
100%.
You walking into 7-Eleven is different than your son walking into 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Makes sense to you. So I can agree with you, and we can agree to disagree, that I'm not creating broken homes. I'm doing the best with the situation that I was given and am given. So hands-on father, absolutely. I don't subscribe to just bringing fatherless children or motherless children into this world. I have an unbelievable relationship with the mothers of my children. And it's healthy co-parenting that we show the children real love, real communication, real orders of operations. And I think that's key, because even though we have this unspoken societal pressure to do this and be this, but that's a unicorn that you're waiting for. Because if I'm sitting up here telling you like, yo, I have aspirations to have this, but my experiences have shown me that that person really doesn't exist. So when I'm asking or I'm asked questions of, is the expectations unrealistic? Because my reality has garnered unbelievable connections with women around the world. Not in Africa, I haven't been in Africa, right? But at the same time, I've been able to make the best of my situation. And I can't say that that situation ever resulted into a broken home.
Got it. So this is my thing. You can label it whatever your hurt ego needs it to be labeled so that you feel good about your choices. But at the end of the day, a family consists of a dynamic. And
all right, wait a minute. Do y'all agree so far?
I'm just over her, to be honest, y'all. Like,
took the words right out of my mouth.
For one, she reeks of personality disorder. Reeks of it. She's manipulative. I don't know this woman, but what she's displaying with Cam is totally manipulative. And then she's passive aggressive as hell to come back and say, oh, your hurt ego. I mean, come on. She's immature, she's hurt, she's bitter, she's broken. One of them basic ass chicks. And it's just disturbing to even hear this, to be honest with you. I'm not lying. It's disturbing. But
is he, if Ricky Williams in the building, salute. Is he creating broken homes? And when I hear broken home, is that what he's creating?
That's not what he described.
Okay. Her definition of broken home or blended family, what she's saying is, based off of what she said, is basically he's making these kids, but he's not around 100% of the time. But by his definition is he's still in these kids' lives.
Exactly.
Now, what's the difference? And I know he's retired now, but what's the difference between he's never missing a child support payment or anything like that, or if he was an active player, he still gotta go to spring training, and there's a whole NFL season. He's gonna be on the road a lot anyway. And the women have to hold down a household that he pays for. So, when you say broken home, are his kids complaining? Or, I mean, is that a broken home? He sounds like he's very much in his kids' lives. Or is it normalized for, does she mean, this behavior's been normalized, let me just say that. How he's living, I couldn't do it. Me personally.
Right.
I'm from the ilk of, husband, wife, children in the same household. That's just how I was raised. Unfortunately, in this era, and I always say that this era is in error, this is what's going on. Would you agree that it's more than him just cutting baby mama a check? Are the kids happy? Do they talk to them every day? I think that would be the better question, right?
And so I would say this, right? What I like to do is look at a person's life, right? What about his houses, his fashion sense, how he conducts himself, what he does for the community? his popularity, his status, his money screams regular. And it's not to take away to say that. I'll put it to you like this. Her message is for the regular person. Like, if you know what I'm saying, and it's not to play nobody, if you just do security, you got 6 baby mamas running around, my man, you are making broken homes out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't the dude to be running out here making, you know, six kids. Like, you need to get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say with men with money have the right to as well. But the fact of the matter is that being a certain man comes with a certain status. No one goes to Genghis Khan and go, hey, I don't really think you should have 1,000 kids out here. Like, nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Genghis fucking Khan. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. When you're Cam Newton, and I understand her message, but that's not a message for Cam Newton. I understand you want to speak to the people through Cam Newton, but when you're Cam Newton and you're in the Super Bowl and you got to go against these giants who've been killing people all year, and you got 2 minutes to get to 5 inches in that line for a touchdown, this is not a dude who holds back from, you know, maybe I should just be in one. This ain't the guy to have that conversation with.
I could dig it. So basically, are we saying that is he getting a pass because he can afford to live like this?
He's getting a pass because he is living like that. There's not afford. The kind of people who have this kind of drive and determination in life, it's not getting a pass. It is the spoils of war. It is the prize.
And let me, on the heels of what you're saying, let me put up with what Ricky says, because I can dig this. He says the other side of it is this. He says, money makes it all right, and because a man has money, he can afford to pay for the deficits on other places. It's enabling BS on both sides for the sake of money. Now, remember earlier in the show, when we said, oh, no doubt, Cameron, no doubt. You're welcome anytime, sis. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much for your participation. I agree with what Ricky says, because the other side to that is, we spoke about dudes that don't have nothing close to what Cam Newton has in the bank account, and they got babies everywhere. And you're like, how? He got 3 teeth in his mouth, and he got all these kids everywhere with 3 teeth in his mouth. And all the kids, he has 12 kids in a 12-block radius, and a bunch of screaming women that hate each other. In this scenario, I don't know. I'm not trying to disrespect any of the mother of his children, but this is a star athlete, and we know how it is. You gotta wonder that these chicks knew who the hell he was when they laid down with him, unprotected, and they just did not care.
Bro, they know. They sign up for it, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's simple as this, though, Drew. They know what they're getting themselves into because they know the bag. They know the financial gain that comes along with that.
So we would agree that this is a form of dysfunction. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a form of dysfunction.
Yeah, like Ricky Williams alluded to it in his point. Because the fact that Cam Newton has deep pockets, he's able to afford a lot of the the stuff that the mothers need for their children.
So is he exonerated because he's wealthy? Is he exonerated because of that?
And
gotta think about that.
It's nothing to think about. I'll put it to you like this, right?
Right. Go ahead.
Does the world need more Cam Newtons, or does the world need more Pookies who got 4 teeth in his mouth? Shouldn't we have more offspring of Cam Newtons running around than The dude with no teeth who just impregnated 24 women.
You know what?
Yeah, that's a good.
So you got to ask yourself, what is the offspring of Cam's kids gonna be? Now at least these kids, not only do they not know their dads, but they like, oh shit, Cam Newton's my dad. Look at Kobe's dad, Kobe Bryant's father, Steph Curry's father. Their fathers weren't popping, but they knew that's my dad. I gotta be like my dad and better. Now look at them.
That's what Ricky Williams is saying. He's saying ask the children. Then you could be.
You see exactly. There you go.
You could also be Michael Jordan's son, who never. That fella hasn't done shit, bro. But be Michael Jordan's son, and he could play ball. Y'all know that?
Oh yeah, he can ball. I seen him ball. I seen him ball.
He got into trouble, I think, in college, right? Something like, ain't that right, Abel? He got in trouble, like something happened with him, and he stopped playing ball.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He had got into some kind of trouble.
Yeah, he got into some kind of legal trouble, and then he ended up transferring. But his basketball career never panned out too much.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Ricky. Ricky's on it. 50 Cent's oldest son. Absolute nightmare.
There you go.
Absolute nightmare. But you know what? He's a product of a chick that tried to come up.
Yes.
And she raised him to dislike 50.
There you go.
He was like, he kept it a buck. I ain't asked you to be here.
Now,
I have money for the abortion. Your mom ain't take it. I'm paying her because I can afford to. But now you're old enough and I ain't got to take care of you no more.
Now, Drew, it's not to cut out the point, right? But how many kids does Michael Jordan have?
He got 3.
He has 3.
3 from his
at
marriage.
least 3.
Yeah.
They all boys?
No,
one of them is a girl.
sort of, right?
Okay. And 50 Cent, how many kids he got?
He got that one son, and I don't know.
Cam got 8. At least 2 of them gonna be something.
You going for the numbers, okay?
You know what, though, bro? Hey, Drew, you know something, bro? It may turn out into something, Another time, you know what, though, bro? I hate to be a ruthless. I hate to be, you know what? I'm gonna say it. It's gonna be like another Karl Malone type situation. With all the man. Because one of them kids playing in the National Football League.
Bro, y'all know about that Karl Malone situation?
Yeah, I know.
I know. You know about that Karl Malone situation?
Nah, I don't. I haven't heard about it recently.
Bro,
shit.
First of all, he should be in prison.
Right.
In prison. Do you know he smashed a 13-year-old?
I heard something like that, but I heard it was an allegation. I didn't think it was like
proven.
No.
And he's in the NFL now.
Yeah, his first kid. Yeah, his first kid is actually in the National Football League, but that was the first kid that he had, and that was at the time when he was in Louisiana Tech in college at the time.
Now, hold on a second.
You're hearing it right, bro.
Okay, all right.
You're hearing it right.
All right.
It's a fact, though, bro. It is.
That's crazy. Let me see
now,
what Ricky says. Ricky says, and the truth is, honestly, you don't know that. His children are going to be provided for financially, and most people believe that's all you have to do for children, or just people in general, and that's true. And this goes back to what we're saying. Is the doctor right saying that he's creating broken households? That's.
But see, he's not only providing financially, he's active in his children's lives, though. He's not there all the time, but he's active. That's
what he's saying. He don't live with them. Okay,
right.
Now what's the difference between if you live with somebody, live with and your parents get a divorce, but your dad's still there, and he gets visitation, and not every divorce is ugly, y'all. Sometimes they say, okay, we're not together. Dad moves out, mom stays here, dad's over there, and dad sees his kids, and she's not in the way. He's never late with child support, and he gets the kids every weekend, and they know him. And when they get of age, it's like, hey, yo, dad, I'll see you next week type of thing. No beef. But they know dad's there. He just don't live there. It could be a situation like that, or where it's like, okay, my parents were just never married, but dad live over there. Mom take care of me, he take care of me, and everything is all good. Because it sounds like, and that's what, to Ricky's point, this is something that you would have to ask the kids.
Yes.
It's something you got to ask the kids. I agree with that.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to say, now if his kids are saying, man, I don't give a fuck about no money, but I would rather hug my dad. Now, that kind of thing, if it's that kind of thing,
Right.
that's something that, you know, you got to have a conversation about. But if it's like, oh, no, yeah, that's Cam Newton, that's my dad, you know, I call him, we on Zoom, or he slides through whenever he's in the city, and, you know, everything's cool. If it's got that kind of thing, do we call it a broken household? I mean, I don't know. And again, this is what I'm saying, what Ricky's saying. Can he be with them everywhere at once? It's the same. People want to make the best of a worst case scenario. We have adopted that this is okay. Again, is he creating broken households by the true definition? If you're not married, without a baby, that's a broken household.
Yes.
That's a broken household.
By the true standard traditional definition, yes. Is Cam the true traditional definition of a man? Is every dude out here winning Super Bowl championships like that?
No. But does it make it okay? Let's keep it simple. Does it make it okay?
It makes it okay for someone at his caliber. Does it make it okay for me? Absolutely not. I'm some loser that's at work. No, absolutely not. And this is what we talk about when we have these conversations about normalization. I'm a normal person. Cam Newton is not a normal person.
Isn't it crazy? This is typical. Well, I hate it. But all right, Ricky, the link's in the chat. Isn't it crazy how this is almost expected from athletes? Multiple children,
right?
Children not married, or children out of children outside of their marriage.
Yes. These dudes are gladiators, bro. These guys got to fight in the pit with the lions. These guys are not normal. Even genetically, they're bred in a certain kind of way. They have certain diets. They have certain regimens. You trained. There's certain things that the average normal person cannot deal with. It's not to say that they're not human, but they're not normal. Like, these guys are not normal.
Yeah.
I
mean, look, these are solid points. Auntie Jenny says standards should be the same whether you have money or not.
They should be for a standard man. If I have a shit ton of money and I'm a standard man, cool, no problem. But we're talking about an NFL app. This guy is genetically bred in a certain kind. This is why these guys move a certain kind of way. It's not to say every dude with money can be a douchebag. No, absolutely not. No. Yeah. Like, for instance, Elon Musk is the fucking douche. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just very, very smart and you can figure out stuff. There's no reason for you to run around and have 12 fucking kids. As the smart person, you should, be wise enough for that. But he's given a pass because of his money. I don't give him a pass for that. I don't give him a pass for that. What dragons have you slain? Like these guys, and it's not again to give those other guys a pass, but these guys got a certain kind of mentality. This is why Kevin Samuels would say back in the day, athletes and entertainers and all, they don't get a pass. They don't because they get their money and they have a different mentality and way of life.
And women that get with these men, it's like it's almost expected that this is a possibility. You know what I mean? I don't think all of these women even care that, the last woman that spit out the last babies for him, she knew what he was about. She just did it though.
And bro, and to be honest with you, money plays a part just like everything else, but you have to understand a lot of these women get with these men because of status. It's because of status. Like, I mean, you and I both know a lot of these athletes don't got no money like that. We look at my bank account compared to some of these athletes do, like, but they got the status. It's just what Cam Newton said. Even though he was raised by his daddy, when he walks into 7-Eleven, it's different from when his daddy walk into 7-Eleven. It's a different mentality.
Yeah. So let's get back to the original question. Is he creating broken households by his standards? And should the standards be consistent?
I don't think so. Is he creating broken families by the standard of what they call broken families?
Right.
Yes. But do I think he is creating do I think he is? Absolutely not.
I would love. Well, I don't know how old the kids are. I don't know how old the kids are, but I would love to, I think that's something that like Ricky said. Ricky's about to pull up in a second. I think that would be something that we would have to ask the children.
Yeah, we should ask the children, but at the end of the day, what would a lot of the children say? They might be like 50 Cent, son, and be like, if I had $6,000 per month, could you survive it? And be like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking like? You know what I'm saying? So you could ask the kids, but what would his life be if his daddy didn't give him $6,000, every month? You know what I'm saying? Like, how broken would his life be then?
It'll be just as broke as it is now.
Go ahead and cook, Ricky.
His mother would still impart the information into him that he did because his father wasn't there to impart the lessons to him. That's the whole problem. Right?
Yes.
And shout out to y'all. What's good, Drew? That was rude. My bad.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Mahari drip, right? Look, man.
All right.
We all have an understanding of what's really going on in the world. Let's not argue that, right? Money makes everything okay, especially for you colors, right? But let's talk about what this really is, right? Now, side A, Cam Newton is a man of a certain status. Right, my boy Drew, he already know how I feel about this. That man, he earned his way to the top. She wasn't in the gym. We understand that, right? So he's a certain man, like Drip said. He's a certain man with a certain money, certain status in the world. Women look at him a certain way. He's a man's man, whatever, right? What that mean to his kids, though?
That's a good question.
What that mean to his kids, right?
Well.
No. Hold on. You can get
okay.
it, right?
You got it.
So to make this point, right? We on YouTube. Drew Titan's a buff boxing aficionado, right? Strong man, right? Somebody, a solid dude that we all know. What that mean to his kids? That's daddy. That's daddy. Now, this is the part, right? Where both of us, and again, I will have a different hat on about it if it wasn't intentional. But with him and Nick Cannon, it's totally intentional. They're not looking to marry these women. I'm popping a baby in you. Have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire. That's what they own. Right. And no matter what y'all say, and this how I know y'all colors are hypocrites, right? Because when it comes down to the parenting situation. What they say, Drew, Mahari, what they say. It don't matter what you get your kids, what they gonna remember is the times you wasn't there.
Right.
They say that about us. They damn sure do.
Right?
They say.
But because he got money, he can't be everywhere, right? He gonna be he gonna be playing games or whatever. Yeah, that's the fact. But if that's the life your child is used to, it's different if that's your daddy's job. And then when the season over, his ass at home, right? At that point, it's a routine within your life. But your daddy ain't never home. He's not ever home. Right? And again, because this man has a certain money status, he has enough money to afford to pay for the deficits along the way of him not being there as an attentive father, right? Of him not being in every household. Just provide the household and let the woman lead it.
That's the problem.
And let the woman lead it.
Mm-hmm.
AKA 50 Cent.
Yeah. And you see his son, right? You see how feminine his son is, right?
Right? So let's switch it to the women, right? Again, they tell us every time we get a chance to hear it. I'd rather cry in a Porsche than a Toyota. Right? Right? All the while, because I don't care what nobody say. You might get money, but you're not covered by no man. You not getting no lessons imparted you how to be a wife or how to raise that man's son or daughter. You on your own. Right? And because all a man to women are, especially these modern women, is a check. There's no need for a father, right?
It's true.
There's no need. So like I said, I hear what you saying, Drip, but what I'm saying is what black people do, especially this, because we learned it from these other people. We operate from we make the best out of a worst case scenario. A family not being nuclear, family not being together, right? This man not being in his house to raise his children and cover the wife is the best of a worst case scenario. And he's done it 8 times. But money make it okay. So if all a man is money, why y'all complaining about leadership?
Good point.
What's the point of a man except a fucking nut and then cut a check?
Now,
this is backwards thinking. That's hustling backwards.
It is. Now, Amanai says, according to both of them, they have the kids 1 week at a time. That's a lot of work for me, especially when I'm retired. You know, that's a lot of work, and it's unnecessary. But this lifestyle for these athletes has become somewhat normalized. Now, on the outside looking in, I know he can afford it, but we're sticking to the meat and potatoes of it. So I guess to answer the broken household, by my standards, I would say, yeah, it's a broken household. It's a bit dysfunctional on the outside looking in because that's not what we're supposed to be about. So he's kind of contributing to, and I know he can afford it, but he's contributing to the dysfunction to a large degree. We don't have to be that way. And it's, like you said, Ricky, it's on both ends. Because he's doing it and the women know who he is going in.
And to add this point, I wasn't no rich kid, right? We came in and smelled the refrigerator burning sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in my humble opinion, the worst kids was the kids who had everything.
Oh,
those kids was the bullies. They was arrogant. They was spoiled.
You ain't lying.
Right?
You ain't lying.
These are the things our people don't want to know, because, like I said, money is a god to our people. We all got to eat, but it ain't the answer to everything. It's the answer to most things.
Yeah.
But it ain't the answer to everything, especially when you going in intentionally, knowing what you're doing, knowing that you putting your child, right, and the mother of your child, not only them but yourself, at a deficit on the shaping of your seed. It's no different from a broke nigga to a rich nigga. It's just he got enough money to say, "Yeah, bitch, shut up."
And you know that 50 Cent thing, that's the other side. Because his son, bro, That's, you know how dysfunctional that is. He told his son, I don't remember word verbatim, but he basically told him, "You're here because of your mom. I ain't want you. I'm gonna pay for you." I mean, it's messed up. I was like, damn. He
But
said,
that-
put it
Yeah, I
in the
remember
song.
him saying that.
Put it in the song. Rather than check before the baby come. Who the hell cares?
Right, but that's this why I don't get, and we try to fake the funk on like it's not true. Most of these rich kids become useless. Most of these rich kids live off the fat of their parents, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, shout out to genetics and who your baby mama was smart enough to choose to get dough, right? But again, with that, a lot of the life lessons that make your child a man or a woman are lost. They are lost.
But that
money
goes
make
to
it
the
okay.
point. But that goes to the point where you were saying about let's ask the kids, because we don't really know what lessons he are imparting into these kids' lives. You see what I'm saying? That can make an impact for them to at least be a functional member of society. We don't know. I would give the man credit for the fact that he's even active, to be honest. And that's not a trophy, but I give him credit even for that.
Right, and I understand that, but credit for what? It ain't credit for you when you taking care of your kids. It's just what you're supposed to do as a man, right?
I'm a different dude than Cam Newton.
No, that you still a man though, right? You pissed standing up, right?
Absolutely.
All right then, right? So let me run this by you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it fair for me to assume that having kids and raising kids is a lot of work?
Absolutely.
Can you work 8 jobs?
No.
So how you think you gonna actually give good information every time, all the time, to 8 different people in a bunch of different households?
Compartmentalization.
That's what you're gonna do with your jobs too?
Sure. If that's if I had 8 jobs.
Right. You Jamaican now. I got you, bro.
Yeah, you Jamaican.
Yeah.
You're Jamaican there, my man.
The only children that thank you for the money is the ones who only wanted you for money.
Right.
Ask any kid that was out their dad what they really wanted once they get grown. At least that's the story they tell us, right, Drew?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're told. That's what we're told. It seems that Cam understands that he's a check, and it's strange because his dad is still around, very active in his life. This is just a path that he chose. And
money don't make the man make the money.
Yeah,
just because he got dough don't mean he ain't no fucking goofy.
True story.
Me and all of y'all brothers know women who fuck with goofies. And you look at him and you ask the girl, why you fucking with a goofy? He got money. Okay then.
Oh yeah.
That nigga
I know a few girls. I know a few dudes that have got pregnant, that have impregnated chicks. And I look at them with they decent women. And I go, what? Like, are you serious?
You work with them bitches, bro.
You know we did, bro. You know we did. And I just be like,
I'm like I said, I'm not gonna knock what's what, right? We out here in the world, we all gotta eat. But we gotta stop acting like that's the best case scenario, because it's not. That's a lie. It's the best of a worst case scenario. These people aren't even families. I hate when people say that. We family. No, we not. We just related.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you that the other day?
Yeah, you sure did.
Did I tell you that?
Yep, you sure did.
I said, I got plenty of cousins. Those are my relatives.
That's it. You know,
he ain't got no family. That's what I'm saying. They're not a family. He's spread too thin as a man. He on matting too much every day to be saying I'm with my family. And
the fact that he's retired, he is retired, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And And I mean, look, for him to choose to do that and not be in an open poly situation when everyone's living in one damn house, because I wouldn't question it. But from what I'm understanding, that all his kids spread out. You know what I'm saying? They're not in one area, like on one like estate. No, that's not what he's doing. They're spread out, and by our standards, and these are the things that we speak out against. I know he got a bag, but come on, bro. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. I know he can afford it. Hopefully his kids aren't complaining. Hopefully they're okay just seeing him once every other week and on Zoom meetings. And, oh, that's my dad. And he claims all of them. He said he got 8. He claims them. He's not just absent. He not, because there are athletes that are saying, yo, that's my baby. You know what? Sign this paper saying that he don't even need to know who I am. I'm a bust you down with 50 racks a month until he 18. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Don't say anything. He don't know me. He don't know me. If when he turned 21 and he says, "Hey, I look like this NFL or MLB player," I think that's my dad. If he want to try and find me or whatever, then that's on him. But you don't say nothing. I've heard of situations like that. When he pays her and she signs away, yo, that's my kid. All right, sign up from now until he's 18. I'm gonna bless you with $30,000 a month until he's 18. You don't contact me, nothing, because these dudes have a whole other family somewhere, and I don't want nothing to do. And chicks be all for that.
And what about the relationship between his siblings?
That's another thing. All the kids talking to each other,
especially during the states and all of that when the athletes pass.
Yeah,
how the money's gonna get distributed. You know that gets extra ugly.
Yo, you wanna laugh?
Right? This kid get this, the other kid don't get that. Yep.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? And that's stuff you gotta manage just within a household, let alone spread out. Y'all think this shit is cool?
Hey, bro.
Nope.
You wanna laugh? I was on the West Coast a few years ago, and I was with a group of people, and one of the girls, we was at a rooftop bar in LA. One of the girls says, "That guy look familiar?" And I look, tall. And I'm like, nah, what, he an athlete? You know what she said? She said, "He don't look like Sean Kemp?"
Rain Man.
I said, oh shit, he was a shade lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, that was one of his sons. And when I looked again, he was about 6'7". And I said, yeah, and I looked at him again, he looked like a light-skinned Sean Kemp. And I said, yo! I said that. She was like, yo, he don't claim him, and his mama, da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, man. Yo, bro, if you saw this kid, Sean Kemp is 6'10". This kid was 6'7", looked like a light-skinned Sean Kemp. Looked just like him.
Your kid lost in the world, bro. Lost in the world. He got Jordans, though. Their house is fly, though.
He was a tall,
Drew.
The girl said he don't look like shit. She said, you watch ball? I said, yeah. She said, you watch the NBA? Yeah. She said, remember the Sonics? Yeah. You don't look like Sean Kemp? I was like, oh shit, he does. Yeah, allegedly that's one of his boys. Allegedly.
Wow.
And what it come down to me, in my humble opinion, like I keep saying, man, don't nobody give a fuck about these babies, man. These babies is an ATM. That's it.
Pretty much.
Do you think the main thought in those women's mind when they had a kid was, ooh, my baby gonna have the best of everything, or was it, I'm gonna have the best of everything?
It was about them, clearly. It was easy street. I want to know if those baby mamas, do they have jobs?
Right. And like I said, good women do good women things, right? So if they was good women, they wouldn't allow themselves to be compromised to a man. Just
you mean high functional?
Just because she got a degree and a little bit more education and she dressed better don't make no difference.
That's what Jay was talking about earlier. Those degrees A lot of that shit is for show. Because there's how many Americans, male or female, got degrees in? How many of them are working in the field that they have a degree in?
And what difference it make when I as a man gonna take care of everything anyway? What difference it make?
Right. Exactly.
Auntie Jenny and the children. Salute.
Hey, Auntie J.
You hear us?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Auntie J.
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. I'm fine. Just packing for my holidays.
What time is it where you at?
20 minutes past 5.
Oh. That's what's up, man.
20 minutes past 5.
Oh, wow. Where you at right now?
I'm in the UK until next week. Until the weekend.
Awesome. So what's your take on all of this?
My son's dad's got 18 children.
What?
My son's dad has got 18 children.
18?
18.
How many different women?
Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh. About 8? I know one's got 5. One's got 5. Got quite a few.
Crazy.
My God.
Yeah.
How did it affect your son?
And I never understood it. I was on the pill when I got pregnant, and I thought, that's it. I've had the one for this man. I'm not having no more. That was me. I was out. He asked me to marry him. I thought, not on your life. I'm gone. That was it. And then after that, there was another 16 after my son. It got to the point where I said to my son, and whenever you meet a woman, ask her who her father is, because they all knew who their fathers were. He said, why, Mum? I said, because there's lots of girls out there. They might be your sisters.
Oh, shit.
That's a fact.
So he made it his lifetime mission to actually go and hunt out his siblings.
Yeah.
But it's really strange because I remember my son, he was, I always said he was a third child because he had one when he was at school. And he always said my son was the second when he was growing up. And I said to my son, you're the third. I always said to him, you're the third. I don't care. There was a woman that was hanging around us and all of a sudden she disappeared and she got fat. You know, one of those situations. And I said, no, I know that you're the third. You're not the second. And he said to me one day, he said, Mum, I met this girl. And I said, she lives in this area. He said, how do you know? I said, she's about, 9 months or a month older than you? He said, how do you know that? I said, because that's the second. I think she was a month older than my son. I said, is her mum's name such and such? He said, how do you know that? I said, because that's the friend that disappeared.
Oh.
And I remember this woman, she came up to me and she said, I was in the supermarket. She said, oh, I've got a boy now. Look, I've got a boy. He's got a boy. And she took out this baby and waved him around in front of me.
Oh.
And I phoned him up and I said, when you see when you get your women, you tell them, please see me and don't see me. This woman that was her 5th one. She did not stop until she had a boy because I had a boy.
Lord have mercy.
And out of all of them, I was the only one that he proposed to. But they just kept on having children. And I mean, he's something that I call him the male Angelina Jolie. He's got Indian ones. And after all of that, he went out and married a woman. They have no children. He married a white woman. They got no children.
Oh, man. That's when he stops, right? Unbelievable.
And I said, oh, no. I said to my son, I said, you see that? I said, your dad is a P.E.P, one of them men. I honestly believe that because I looked younger than I actually was, that's why he went for me. I reckon I was groomed. And I always said that. I always said, that's who I think your son is. Because I said, you see that same woman that he married to? I said it was a shotgun marriage. Because he had to when they realized how long he was dating her. Because that was somebody else that I saw hanging around.
Wow.
Somebody else in the relationship, I saw this young girl in a school uniform, mind, in a school uniform, hanging around, and you can't say that that's my son's stepmother. He said, no, that's my dad's wife. He said, I'm not calling anyone. I think she's a year older than my son or a year younger, something like that. There's not a lot in it, or a couple of years. There's not a lot in it. But my son said, there's no way I'm calling her. She's not my stepmom.
That man is busy.
But even now, he's still carrying on, because now he's always been a bit of I'll say a loud person, bit of a show off. You know, people watching him back in the day. He was driving around in a Jag. Yeah. You know, but I was different. I knew the family from at school. I was in the same class as his sister. I went to the house, you know, I knew the parents because I was there as a child. I knew the family from school days. But even now, he's married. He's still at it. Now he's a black belt. He's got his own studio. And I look at him and I laugh, because now we're sort of like, you know, we converse. And I look at him and I said, you ain't stopped. Look at you. You're an old man. You're old. You know, I think you're 60 next year. And he's still going. And all the women see, he's got money. He's got a nice car. He's got personalised number. And the women are still going for it. And I think he's got 18 children.
Do all the kids, is he estranged from the kids?
The kids are estranged from him.
Oh.
Some of them, I would say, I believe that some of the young men who had no good role models in their life, who had raised by certain kind of women, overpowering women, they're now working for him or working with him. But my son only worked with him to brush up on his kickboxing skills.
Right.
Because it got to a point where my son was like, right, I'm going to beat him up now. I want to fight. I want a man-to-man fight with him because he's useless.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the only reason why my son did. So he's, I think my son's the only one that he's wary of. They have a very strange relationship. Well, because my son, he knows that his son doesn't like him. If my son needs something, he'll say, yeah, Dad, this is what I need. Like, you're going to help me out. You know, he's got his own music studios. My son likes music. He said, I've dropped a tune. I've been in the studio with my dad. I said, with your dad? He goes, yeah, he's got a studio. What else is he there for? Why am I going to go and pay for a studio? And he's got one. My son's got that kind of attitude towards him.
Oh, boy. So that's 18 children from how many different women again?
Could be about 5 or 6.
5 or 6. That's 5 or 6 broken households. 18 kids that he don't really deal with, and now they have to find each other before they find each other by accident, you know. And
there was only 2 of them, only 2 children that he was actually actively in the house with the children. His first child and my son. All the others, he was, never lived with the child, never spent any time really with the child, or anything like that. Just popped in and out.
That's not safe because everybody's procreating and everybody got cousins and everything else. There's something on Netflix now. The dude that got like 1,000 kids.
Oh yeah, because he goes out and he gives away his sperm.
Yeah, that is the craziest damn thing I've ever seen.
And he doesn't even. I wouldn't say it's not like he's a scientist or anything like that. He's not a good looker, and the women are still out there. I think he said he's going to call it a day soon. He's going to stop. But the women out there asking for his sperm just to have children.
Oh my gosh!
But a lot of people don't think about. I see it from both ways because my dad had children before he married my mum, and he had one that I say she's nothing to do with me. She's questionable. She's questionable, and as a child I always said she's nothing to do with me, to do with me, because it got to the point my dad said, see that girl over there, what do you think? They said that she's mine. I'm like, yeah Dad, she's yours, because I'm daddy's girl. So I've got my sister from my mum and dad together when they were married, and then I have my father's children. They are not my sisters, they are my father's children. And they cannot go and say to someone, that is my sister. I had one contact me after 30 years. Okay. She said, we haven't spoken for 30 years. I said, I don't miss you. She said, oh, this one is not your father's child. I said, yes, she is. I said, you're the questionable one. I said that I would even say that's my sister. I said, you're nothing to me. I said, and until I get a DNA test, you are nothing to me. And I've always said that from day one, hence me not talking to her for 30 years. All of a sudden, she's popped up looking for family. I said, I haven't missed you. In 30 years, I have not missed you. Now she texts me. I have to block her because I only gave her my number because of my dad, because she was busy and I live far away from my dad. But now we're going on holiday together, my dad and I, and they're thinking, she says, oh, he's been away with me before. I said, I don't care. My dad said, book it. I said, right. He said, do you know what day we're going on? I said, yeah, your birthday. We're going for 6 months.
Lord have mercy.
Because I've always been daddy's girl. My mum and dad were married. And I don't think it makes a big difference to the child if you're married, if you're together, if you're living together. Because now I look at the others and I've got that, I'm not a very nice person sometimes. And if they upset me, I said, listen, I'm the first legitimate one. You don't can. Oh. And that always upsets them because my mum and dad were married. Why didn't he marry your mum?
Damn.
No, you were there before me. Why didn't he marry your mum? Says the kind of mother your mother was. And now I've got older and I've talked to my dad. I can see. And you can always tell because I was raised with my mum and dad. And I remember seeing this, I call it ghetto behavior from the others. And these women they're single parents and they're sort of like, I'm a single parent. I've got one child. They've got multiple. And, they're very aggressive women. And I remember one of them said, oh, this is the way my father raised me. I said, no, he didn't. I said, no, he didn't. I said, why am I like that? She goes, you're the woman that likes to serve men. I said, yes, because my mother did. Even when they were divorced, my dad still came around. Him and my mum still was were friendly together. My mum never disrespected my dad. My dad never said anything bad to say about my mum. And my dad, I upset my dad a couple of weeks ago because he found out that I smoked. He was so disappointed.
Uh-oh.
I'm 56 years old and he was disappointed. Because all the other ghetto children, as I call them, they all smoke. He said, I didn't know you smoke. I said, I do, Dad. I said, you'll never see me. Because my friends think it's funny that I won't smoke in front of my dad. And I said, but that's how I was raised. I was raised that kind of way. Right, but it makes a big difference to the children. Even as adults, you can see that my dad's children, they are affected. Especially, and you can tell the type of mother they had. And it affects them even when they're so when these men are going out there having children, they might be paying for them, they might be giving them money. It doesn't equal time spent with your child. The training that a child needs from not only a male child, female children, they need that training from their father.
That's right.
Because there's lots of things I will do as a woman that the women are really upset with me because I got told off when I was on holiday because you're the woman that likes to serve men. Yes, I am. That's how my dad raised me. And my dad's totally disgusted sometimes with the behavior of his children because he sits down and he said, you were never like that. I said, Dad, but you raised me. You raised me. And I think, people don't want to say that you regret your children, but I think he does.
So
when he sees how they turned out.
So this thing actually with Cam Newton, it pretty much in a roundabout way you can relate to it because you've seen similar behavior. With yours is way more extreme.
I've experienced it, yeah.
Yeah, but look at Cam Newton. So basically, money's not the excuse. So it's safe to say he's raising a broken household, but unfortunately in the Black community, things like that has become normalized. Now, the good part is financially, those kids don't have a care in the world. But like what Ricky was saying, that's up to the kids because the kids, they were like, okay, I got the latest video game and the best schools, and I'm actually developing. I'm over 6 feet tall, but my dad's not here like how I want him. And this is how important it is to have the father around.
Occasionally.
I think as I got older, I realized how important it was. I'm really glad that I had my dad in my life. Even after my mum and dad got divorced, I'm really glad. And money wasn't an option. And there's one thing I want to say. There's an artist in Barbados, and he had children. You know, he was in a relationship, and then he got married, and he made all this money. And he built this massive mansion with like an annex, and moved his first child's mother and moved the family in. They live on the same estate, one big family. He's got his house with his wife and his children, and his child's mum lives on the estate. And I love that. He never forgot about his person. He never forgot about his children.
That's what I was saying about Cam. You know, it'd have been different if he was in a poly situation and the women, they all lived on one estate and all the kids were around each other all day, every day, and he was there and they knew each other.
It's not a poly situation with this man. He is with his wife. He just built a house for his baby mother on his estate because he could, and it's a great house.
And can I say something to Auntie Jenny's point and to yours as well?
You're right.
Is that, to be honest, right? And this is something that sort of affected me, and I see affects men too, is that certain men are certain men at certain times, right? So when I had my first child, I wasn't a man. When I had my second child, I was an adult. When I had my third child, I think I became a man at that point. It wasn't a man in the sense of like, it was different forms in my life, and different women filled those forms in my life. The woman I have now, I would have not been able to hold and maintain when I was younger. You see what I'm saying? So for instance, there are different women for different time periods in different men's lives. You see what I mean? So it, you know, I had the mentality, even though I wasn't a man, being responsible and knowing to take care of a child, I got to be ready for that. But I still had the mentality of a boy when I had my first child. You see what I'm saying? And that woman I was with fueled that mentality of a boy. You see what I'm saying? When I was an adult and I had my second child, and I was a man because I knew I had to be responsible for this. I still had the mindset of an adult. I didn't have the grown man mentality at that point. And that woman, that mentality of being that person at that point. And then when you move on and you have a different way of life and a different way of thinking, now you get a different kind of woman. Sometimes for certain men, different women fill these different places in your life to where you that's who you are at that point. And not for nothing, a lot of the children are offsprings of that. And so if you was a gangster when you was younger, and you was with a gangster ass woman when you were younger, you're a much older man now. You start to see the mentality of who you were in that younger child now, who offsets the mentality of the woman that you picked at that point. Even though that's not necessarily who you are and what you are at that point. But now that younger child and that woman at that time period is a reflection of who you were at that point as a man.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. I've said often, you know, like that everlasting question that women seem to hate on social media, what do you bring to the table? But I always say it takes a good woman to make a stronger man. You understand?
And the women compete. The women compete against each other.
Yeah.
They will see a woman, they will see a man who's got all those children. I'm going to be better than her. I'm going to have one with him.
That's
and
right.
They will go for it. It's a competition. And you will find that the women, my son's father, you can tell the baby mothers, you can tell who had active fathers in their lives. There was only two, me and the woman that he married. And he has no children from his wife. He cannot have children with his wife.
Wow.
And even now, you can tell that my presence still upsets her.
All this time?
Oh yeah, they've got shops near each other, and she's got a shop, and I will pop in there and say hi, and I'll buy something. How are you? You know? Because I look at her now and I think, oh, is that what you look like? You're younger than me. Is that what you look? Because I still look good for my age. I'm still the same size as I was when I met him, you know. And I carry on because he's got a gym, and he's got a habit of saying to the women, "Oh, you need to come into my gym. You need to keep fit." So when I saw him about a month ago, I said, "Don't tell me about your gym. I don't need any working out." He said, "You need feeding." He goes, I said, "Why? You like your women more beefy?" And I just laughed because he knows. And even now, that level of respect, they still don't understand it. Because we went through a lot. He wasn't a great person. He was an actual despicable person to me. But he's learned his mistakes, and he regrets how he treated me. I know that. I can see it. But now they still can't understand that after all these years, we're still cordial with each other. And I will pop in there and I will, you know. My son will say, "Oh, Mum, here's our shop." I said, "Oh, yeah, I love one of those cakes because she's got a nice cake and sweet shop." And I will go in there. I will say, "Hi, how are you?" And I will buy from her store. You know,
That's
Super
petty as
petty.
hell. Oh
Super
my
petty.
God, that's petty as hell.
Super petty.
I like her cakes. I like her. If I'm in the area, I do like her cakes. She makes very good cakes. So why can't I go in there and buy a cake? We're all adults now. You know, we're all adults.
Soon as you leave, she curse your name.
You know when people are rushing for a prize, and then you think, you know what, I'm going to stand back. You get the prize, and then they realize I've got the booby prize. That's the situation. You know, if a woman is giving something away, and you take it, be careful, women out there, because there's a reason why. Because when he left me, I was so happy, and I actually thanked the lady that he left me for. And a month later, I can see in her face, you know, it's not bad. You know, the grass is not always greener, is it, love? She done me a favor. The woman that took him off my hands, I applaud her.
Does she applaud you though?
Nah, they hate me.
Oh man, that's funny. Well,
because I've still got a level of respect because I was raised with my father, so I'm still, you know, and that's what, when you have all these children, especially the girls, you can see how it affects. I look at my son's siblings, and you can tell, you know, they still talk to me because I remember when he was young, and he had these 3 girls, and I thought it'd be great to take them all out together. Oh, she's not going with that woman. My children are not going with that woman. And he said they're coming because they're with me. You know, they're coming because they're with me. So we all linked up together. You know, but luckily the children all know each other. And they always look to my son for support. They go to my son first.
Oh my gosh.
But a lot of people, when they have all these children, they don't see how it affects the children as when they're grown. But it does affect the children. It does.
It does.
Oh, yeah. It really does.
It does. It does, especially when you had those children as well. Because when I was still broken, but when I was a broken person, who I was reflects now on the child at that state that I was in. And I see that now.
Self-reflection. We all need some therapy, man. But man, this was dope, man. We've been cooking for 2 hours and 12 minutes, man. Thank you, Auntie Jenny, for pulling up, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
It'd be easier next week because I'll be in your sort of time zone next week. Oh,
great. So I'll put something together. You got my email? It's scrolling at the bottom, 1000slaps@gmail.com.
I'll get that.
Yeah, it's right down there scrolling. Just drop me an email. Let me know it's you, and we could put something together, put a panel together, and we can.
I'm going on a father-daughter holiday. We're going away together, my dad and I.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. For us, not for everybody else. But hey ho.
That's what. That's why
we're going away on his birthday, and I remember one of his siblings, one of his children, said he is not going to go away with you on his own. He only takes the other one. I said, that's what you think. She said, oh, he's not going to go on that day because that's his birthday. I said, that's what you think. He said to me, he said, Jennifer, do you know the day you booked the holiday? I said, yes, I do, Dad. He said, okay, once you know. So we're going away for 6 months.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're going to Barbados for 6 months. That'll kill
Ooh,
them.
Blue Water, Barbados.
Beautiful.
One of my best friends is Bayesian.
Yeah.
Nigga,
I'm
he
going with
tell
my
me all the
daddy.
time, you gotta come over. You gotta come over there. It's
it's
apple
good.
picking season up here. So in
It's
about
great.
maybe 2 weeks, you know, me and the family, granted my knee's okay, we can go apple picking. If not, I'll just wait in the car. But you know, go upstate, pick some apples and some pumpkins. Tis the season, man. But this was dope. Auntie Jenny, you want to plug your channel?
It's Auntie Jenny Says. That's it. I'm not on any other platform. I've been banned on TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, screw them, man. Those
Yeah.
guys are crazy as hell.
So I decided that I don't care about being banned anymore. I just deleted the apps and that's me gone.
That's all. Because we going through it here too. It's all good. Drip, you know, I'll holler at you.
Oh yeah, no doubt, bro. No doubt.
No doubt, man. So salute to y'all. Auntie Jenny, hit my email. It's scrolling right down there. 1000slaps@gmail.com.
Yep, I'll do that.
All right. And we're going to put something together. And thank you, Miss Cameron Fields. Village Brother, you should pull up. I want to hear those stories next week. The International Choir song came through Audacity Podcast. Salute to all of y'all, man. Much love. Drip, you want to plug something before we roll?
Nah. I came to show love today, bro.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And salute to everybody. Ben Moselle, Cash App Super Chat, man. This was a solid cook, man. And I'll be back here Friday. I gotta go to bed because I talk this god awful boxing tomorrow. Don't miss it. Because I got smoke for tomorrow. Man, salute to y'all. God bless. Take it gently.